Okay, hello. Wow, we actually have people here. Okay, so this is the Shadowverse Super League. This is an idea that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I really wanted to do it when it was original Shadowverse, but never really got together the time and effort. But this time we're doing it. So the concept is very similar to the Magic Super League. If you've ever watched that, if you haven't, you should. It's amazing. The idea is that you're gonna get a bunch of really good players together, and you're gonna have them play matches and commentate. So today I'm actually only gonna be commentating, and we're gonna be watching Kuriketto, Sizouney, and autoaim play matches against each other. The format's gonna be 2 decks, 0 ban, and yeah, they're all gonna play against each other, and whenever they're not playing, we're gonna have them up here casting with me. So yeah, you're gonna get matches, commentated by great players and commentated by great players and played by great players. So that's gonna be really, really fun. Part of the format, by the way, is that the players can bring decks against a specific opponent, so this could get very wacky. So you don't we may not see like tip-top meta decks. We might see I know Sizouney is going to be playing Roach. You can see the Roach emblem. I might bring 3 Apollos and 3 I don't know what else is good against Roach. Dirk. Yeah, Dirk or something like that. So things might get really, really weird. We're not saying that these decks are going to be ladder viable at all, but they are here to beat each other to a pulp. It's gonna be really, really cool. And yeah, we're just waiting on. Yeah, we are just waiting on autoaim to get in here. Where is he? Alright, I've never seen a man's computer take so long to start up. What is this? Alright, F it, we send. So yeah, we're just gonna play, and when autoaim gets here, he can join in. Alright, so we got Rune and Sword versus Forest and Haven. Probably going to be Declimb Rune and just a normal Sword deck. And on the other side, we're going to be seeing Roach Forest and Storm Haven. I cannot see Sizouney playing Control Haven. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I should probably just introduce the players, just in case you haven't been watching Shadowverse competitive for a while. Kuriketto is a famous memer in the tournaments. Usually you can find her hanging around like the top 8, top 16 with the trolliest decks. And Sizouney's also a bit of a memer. He's pretty well known for bringing like snowmen to like actual tournaments that people cared about, and I mean, you can see from his flair he has the NGE Open EU top 12. So of course, despite the deck choice, he did well for himself. Alright, this matchup is Rune versus Forest. From experience, this one has been extremely one-sided. Like, Forest tends to just clown on Rune, but you can see right there, Kari has brought Emilu. That's, this card actually is probably not being supported by any actual clay golems in the deck, so it can only do 1 damage. And if you've seen the Forest deck, most of the followers have 1 health, so this is clearly a tech choice for the Forest matchup. And here we go, Emilu! Give me the evo. There it is! This is not the biggest Emilu I've seen out of this deck, but it's pretty good. Yeah, and look at this board. This is really hard for a forest to clear. Like, there's a Glade here, right? Glade is really good, but it doesn't kill everything here. It's gonna do 4 damage here, 3 damage here. Okay, yeah, not even going for the Glade. It's just not that good into this board. Goes for Lily instead. And, wow, really wants to get another card off the table if he can here. Yeah, so one thing that you might know from playing against Rune on the ladder is that it doesn't have that much face damage outside of turn 10. So you'll often see players not clear Rune boards fully because they know that there's like a limited amount of damage that they can actually take. The joke is that you can only take 5 damage from Rune from hand up until the end of turn 9. So a lot of players are gonna actually clear a little bit less, but Sizouney trades in his Evoed Lily on the previous turn. I feel like what that means is that he is worried about getting snowballed on the board, like maybe a second Anangrea. But there was no second Anangrea, that's just normal stuff. Either way, I think both players are off to a pretty good start. That's a Rose Queen. And it's animated, my god. Whoa, okay, so this is Rose Queen. But he's still got a Roach in there. I actually highly recommend this, by the way. If you, like, I've played the Roach Queen deck, and you actually do need Roaches most of the time. Like, you cannot actually deal 20 damage with Brambles unless your opponent is doing actually nothing. So, like, 4 Brambles and a Roach is kind of the ideal for this deck. Alright, finally got to Godwood Staff. Not that he's been having any trouble with the hand. He's got plenty of choices here. Lily and May, both available. I feel like he's got to spend both of them here, though. I don't see how he gets out of this one. Oh, and there's something awkward. He needs to play... Yeah, he needs to play his 0 cost in order to activate both of his cards on this turn. Oh, okay. Well, Lambent means that he's only choosing to do one of them. So, Lambent, Lily, and presumably you engage the Lambent so that Lily can go over the Celestial Shikigami here. So yeah, this board looks terrifying against just about any other class, but it's Rune, so the maximum amount of damage is what is on the board plus 5. You cannot do any more than that.
I'm here.
Okay, yeah, alright, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I did say not to say anything. Okay, hey, hello, okay, autoaim is actually here. He was here for a couple minutes and I didn't notice. Yeah, this production's been a little bit thrown together. Alright, anyways, hello, autoaim.
Hello.
Yeah, alright, let me raise your volume up a little bit. I think it's a bit low.
Is it just on mine, maybe? I don't even know.
I think it's a bit low. If it ends up too high, somebody please let me know. Okay. Yeah. Introduce yourself.
I am autoaim. I just woke up.
Yeah, we know.
Cursed. It's so cursed. Hold on. Wait, why is my sound messed up?
Okay, I turned him up to the maximum. I cannot actually go any further.
Am I still low?
It's better now.
Are you sure?
Well, we can ask chat. Alright, so yeah, this is a scary spot to be a Rose Queen deck. Slightly too loud now. Okay, that I can work with.
Okay, what about now?
Okay, let's keep trying. We'll find it
Hello.
eventually.
Hello. I don't know why my volume had me like below 100, but whatever. Low. Is it good now?
I'm gonna make the judgment call that it was probably a little bit too loud, but yeah, too loud.
Too loud. Alright, sick.
Okay. Meanwhile, the match is
Oh,
over. Yeah. So,
wait, what? Curry wins that?
yeah. So, Rose Queen. When you can't. Oh, when you have no evos left for your Rose Queen, it is really hard to hold on the board. So yeah, Curry did in fact win that one. Alright, so that's a spooky one. Because now the Roach has
Oh
to go
my
into
god.
swordcraft and who knows what.
Curry actually crafted sword for. What a tryhard.
Yeah, what a try hard. Unbelievable. Also, Goblin
What is
foray.
that? That's a goblin foray.
Alright, I have a question for you, autoaim. How many fairies does it take to kill one Goblin foray?
10.
Yeah,
That's
10,
crazy.
but maybe more if there's a Zirconia or Iron Crown Majesty
Yeah.
involved,
What
right?
the heck?
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make the judgment call that that might have been too loud still. Alright.
I fixed my volume on my end.
Okay, yeah. Everything should be good. This is his normal volume.
Wait, okay, so Curry ended up not being the aggressive sword. So it's actually kind of okay. Well, not for Haven,
Sizouney.
but
Sizouney chickened out here. He brought Haven instead
yeah,
of Forest.
yeah. What
Alright.
a chicken. He's so scared.
Alright, this is cool. So I think he had Arya on, I think he had Arya in his hand the entire time, and went for Mainu first, which isn't really that scary against sword, but this is scary against sword, right? Two Aryas popping on the
Yeah.
same turn.
Yep.
I like
Pop
this.
him on the same turn, make it strong, make it scary. We love that.
Alright.
And now,
Goblin foray!
what is that?
Oh man, and there's no
Okay.
Salifa!
But the thing is if Haven just plays amulets and passes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's super awkward, actually.
Yeah, this is super awkward now, and then they get to play the Featherfall and everything pops. Ooh,
Yeah,
this is really rough.
This isn't working
Like,
out.
Haven
great.
takes a bunch of damage, but it's okay. They have control of the board, and Sword hates that.
Yeah. Yep, Featherfall.
Yeah, and then you evo the Falcon face. Yep, and that board control gone.
Yep. Doggers? Nope, no dog. So actually,
No
the dog
dog.
might not have been in the deck at all. So this is a tough
I
spot.
didn't see it. Yeah. What we end up with like Apollo plus Vildau, or we can do Luminous, Lance Trooper, and Zirconia. Yeah, this
Yeah,
works too.
this seems fine. All right, so that is a
Zirconia.
full
Yep, this is a pretty solid board.
yeah, decent board too. Surprisingly, not as devastating as it might have looked on the last turn. This
Yeah.
combo of Luminous and Zirconia is just really good.
And then you get the Olivia on the other end, plus Darkhaven. It's still looking pretty spooky for Sword, not gonna lie.
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna
That's a low life.
take a lot of damage. And there's a lot of Storm coming.
Yeah, 8 life means that you're actually never safe once the Unholy Vessel's in play, because then the Sacred Griffin Unholy Vessel combo is always lethal.
Yep. And you can't hide a Valse or anything. It's just not like a thing that you can do against Haven because of Unholy Vessel. So.
Yeah.
Or Featherfall. Like, they have a lot of incidental removal.
Right, so here comes Amelia. No Banes added to hand. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, this clear is super awkward. We have to, like, build out plus
Plus coin pulse, perhaps?
point Valse, yeah.
I guess you don't have to coin, you could trade in the Luminous, but I feel like you gotta be pushing the face damage. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, chooses to save the coin. That could be really relevant. Like next turn, for example, could be an Albert, right? That threat matters.
Yeah, yeah. Albert is a threat. It is real. Also, at the same time, that's lethal.
Yeah.
It's lethal by 2, in fact, because they could have popped the other Falcon as well.
Okay, well, that went in Haven's way pretty quickly. I feel like after the goblins got board locked.
Yeah, I think not being able to push damage with Zirconia changes a lot, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Sword doesn't exactly pressure face that hard unless you're just snowballing on that board, so anything that's just trading and then not getting ahead is actually falling behind. Anyways, let's just check that list. Yeah, no dogs. Ernesta,
yeah, no dogs.
Oh man, the Ernesta.
I think
Goblin
the Ernesta Goblin Foray?
Yeah.
Okay, I see you, Curry. Spicy.
Alright, so we got... Okay, yeah, I need to keep clicking the ready button. This is not... I'm not used to this. Alright, so... Got a... Okay start here for Sizouney. This is basically what you're looking for. And Apollo is more or less forced out here. Sadly, just one target.
Yep. I think I would have liked to use a Buggler.
I was actually gonna say the exact same thing. Yeah, I think you used the bugs, right?
That card's awkward, honestly.
Yeah.
And if this gets cleared, it then becomes even more awkward to play it next turn.
Yeah, Bug Spray's really hard to play. Like, it doesn't sound like it should be because it costs 1, but like the cards that you're bouncing often cost 2.
Yep.
Okay, so
Well,
Lily, of
we have a
course,
pretty good Lily turn, yeah. And Lily and Bug Alert. We can Bug Alert the fairy, and it's actually not that bad.
Surely
We may have to pick up Lily.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We didn't draw another good removal, so pick up Lily is good.
Wait, let's count how many fairies does it take to kill this?
This is a board.
This is quite threatening against Forest.
But is it? Is it, though?
Can you just pass turns on Forest? I feel like you can't.
I wonder.
Well, we'll see. Okay, no, he's not. Yeah, it doesn't really sound like something you can do. Because, like, you can, like, kill none of them, but if you play anything that can trade with the Goblin, then the Goblin can just sack in, and then the board gets buffed, and it's suddenly looking impossible.
It's true.
Yeah, this Forest Craft deck is not the Roach decks of old. Like, just passing turns is pretty difficult to do.
Yeah. It's super board-centric still.
Sizouney's hand is looking really thick, as in, that is a lot of 7s and 9s in his hand.
In my Roach deck. Well,
Yeah.
Olivia's normal. Rose Queen is some spice. You think he did that just for his girlfriend?
Probably. Is this... Oh no, Curry, no. Curry, control yourself. Curry will not stop talking to me about Geno's Super Evolved Knight every single time it comes up.
Geno's Super Evolved Knight is easy. It's because Curry loves Super Evolved Skeletons, honestly.
Yeah, one thing that's actually really, really uncomfortable for Sizouney, by the way, is that he has Olivia and Carbuncle, and normally, like, Olivia plus a 2-drop is like a combo, but Carbuncle will bounce something, which means you either have to pick up the Godwood Staff. Oh my god, here it is. You either have to pick up the Godwood Staff, or you have to pick up the Olivia, neither of which is, like, you know, at all what you want to be doing. Oh, it didn't
That's
Super
true.
Evo the Knight. So
But
actually, this lets
we left the
Sizouney.
fairy in play. So now it's less awkward.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I would like to see... I think I would have liked to see fairy face, and then pick it up with the bugler and play the fairy again.
You wouldn't like.
Instead of Cairn.
You wouldn't carbuncle.
No, probably not Carbuncle. I think Carbuncle we need to use on turn 9 for our lethal.
Okay.
I think our lethal is not happening this turn, like their turn 7, but I think it is possible on turn 9.
Ooh, Curry does not pick up a 2-drop, so probably has to
Yep.
evo something on board, and probably has to trade it too, which is a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but not the
this
end of the
is-
world.
Yeah, it's actually fine. So the way that Evo points are going this game is actually going in Sword's favor, because generally, as the Forest player, your easiest math is with Carbuncle Super Evo. And then Sword's easiest math is, well, Super Evo Albert, right?
Yep.
But you have double Amalia in hand, so you can stall the game. Sword, or Forest, however, is on the receiving end of a Super Evo currently, so they can't stall the game as heavily. So now they have to Super Evo again. Yep, there we go.
So yeah, there's not going to be any carbuncle evos, and that's going to make it pretty
Yeah,
hard
this
to
is actually, like, sort of a losing line, because this matchup is actually fine for Forest. It's just Amalia can swing a board pretty heavily. Also, these trades, I think... Oh,
Oh yeah, they indicate this.
yeah. And then... I actually dislike this compared to Amalia, and I think that this can get board locked, actually.
Yeah,
is the
this
problem.
does run that
Oh, and
risk.
the double trade... Oh, no. There's no board lock, actually, now. No, there is still, right? If they just don't attack.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 7, 14, yeah.
Okay, well now there's no board lock.
Oh, no board lock now, yeah. I wonder if there was ever... Is this just giving up the game?
This might not be correct, but to be fair, I feel like if you leave this on the board, you're also never winning the game. Well,
Is that entirely true? I don't know if
I'm
that's
not sure,
entirely
actually.
true.
Maybe
If you
could've
make a
just-
board, right?
maybe you could
and you
just
just
go for
pass?
nothing and Rose Queen.
Yeah. Like,
What-
there
like
was
what-
there was some options.
Although there might not have been any one cost in hand. This is actually something that happens when you're playing Rose Queen. Like you'll get to turn 9, you'll be like really excited, and you'll look at your hand, and there's like one cost.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, we only have one of them.
actually surprisingly hard to hold on to them unless you're doing it very intentionally. And I mean, like Curry is not letting Sizouney do that for free.
Yeah. Well, 7, 11, 13, 14, yeah. Okay, we're doing it fancy style?
Woohoo!
Alright, we love the fancy.
Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, as expected, the wards take it over. Although we were calling for the other wards, that's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter too much which ones. Alright.
Yeah,
so that is-
the board lock that can happen from Luminous Magus, it can be a kind of awkward, is the biggest thing. And it can be taken advantage of for sure.
Yeah, I saw a really funny screenshot on Reddit of 2 Luminous Mage boards just staring at each other because like the first one who trades in like lets the other person
Loses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
so I believe that the next one is you, autoaim. You are up, and
Oh,
I'm gonna be
okay.
bringing Sizouney in here. So you can see the match ID right there. You go there, Sizouney comes in here.
Oh, okay. 7, 2, 3. Okay.
Alright, let me let me update the scores because
I don't. No, I don't have to worry about
no.
that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna guess that you need to be turned up, so let's do that. Okay, yeah, we didn't get a sound check before the stream, which is 100% on autoaim because he was asleep.
That's true.
We
That's true,
absolutely
actually.
would have
Yeah.
done it, and it definitely wasn't like not done because I realized I had to do my dailies. Definitely.
That was autoing.
Yeah, it was autoaim. Okay.
No, yeah,
How are you feeling?
Curry,
about that?
dude, Curry's good. This is like outside of playing against ladder people, that's my first time playing against a real player, like since the release of the game.
Yeah.
And I can already feel it. Like I need to get into the tournament mindset.
Yeah.
On turn 5 when she played out the goblins as sword versus roach, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna poke face.
Yeah. That didn't quite work out. Huh?
But yeah, no. Whew. But no, it was good. I'm really glad that the Haven kind of just drew into lethal every single turn. That was kind of great.
Yeah, that worked out better than I thought. Like it kept swinging back and forth for a little bit. Like the board lock was really neat, and then like Curry flipped the board back, and then I think she took a little bit too much damage from some random Storm guys, and I mean that's how it always is with Stormhaven, right?
Right. Yeah, I think I don't know. I feel like I'm not afraid of sword at that point. But for this match, we got Rune versus Rune, and 2 Angreas versus 1 Angrea.
Is that how that works? I actually didn't really think it mattered all that much.
No, I don't know how the mirror plays actually. But yeah, we have declimb over here, so like we are already pretty well off in this match, I think.
Yep, that's what really matters as far as I can remember is just declimb and saving Super Evos for turn 10.
And going second.
Going second is interesting because sometimes you can get forced to coin or something like that. Like if you don't have exactly like the right stuff, you know you can kind of die because you weren't.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and like it's not even how like what are the odds for getting the Azeroth once you have a Kakaidist?
It depends on how many cards you have in your hand when you actually play the declimb.
Right. Wait a second. Has autoaim adapted the Runeblade strat?
I think I think he had one in his deck. Ooh.
Huh. Sorry. This man has been saying for so long this card is not it. But I don't know. I'm seeing it there. And, to be honest, like anytime I've seen that card played against me, it usually does something.
Shouldn't Kuriketto's score be reset now? That's a fair point. I actually was thinking about making it so that this would be like the total score for the day, but yeah, that's perfectly reasonable. I actually completely forgot to change it during the match itself, so I just yeah. Okay, thank you.
But yeah, so how like for this entire game, are we just like playing waiting room? Everybody stays at 20 until turn 10.
There is a
They end up
decent
trading
chance that something like that happens, yeah.
Trading Kuon, clear Kuon. We have 2 wills in hand over on Curry's side, so and only 1 Kuon on autoaim's side.
Right. So some of the choices that I thought were interesting. So Curry did Evo a Miranda on turn 4 with no target, and that allowed this play to happen. Current and total. Yeah, maybe current and total. Good idea. I'll implement that next time. I'm busy right now. Sorry. Good call. So yeah, because of the sequence of plays that happened, Curry gets like a clean looking kill on the Anangrea, and
that's true.
Sadly it all kind of comes out to nothing because the rune blade just pops out. Oh, that is very good for Curry.
Yeah, we found a Kakaidus early, so now we can kind of base our game plan around that one.
Yeah, like when you don't draw it, really affects you because you may not, like, you might plan to declimb on like turn 8 or something like that, and then when you suddenly draw the Kuriketto on turn 8, you're like, oh shoot, now I have to hold it.
Yeah. The interesting thing though is that we don't have a lot of place destroyers on the side of Curry, but we're looking at 2 in the hands of Anthony or autoaim. And he just got his second declimb as well. But yeah, he's probably the only player in this match who can actually play for tempo, but given Curry's hand, that's probably not going to work out.
Yeah, Curry did in fact draw 2 Williams. So
the early 2 Williams on top of that, he's going to remove everything.
Yeah. So, just as a funny thing, Curry didn't have 2 Williams in the deck until fairly recently. Like, she actually went down to 1. And I think specifically against Rune, it it feels really good to have a William active and ready to go for those big Kuon Blaze Destroyer turns.
Man, the Kuon cleans up the Kuon really beautifully, actually. That's just nice.
Yeah, one funny thing I've noticed about Kuon is that it's like surprisingly poor at cleaning up tall boards, but the other Kuon boards are not very tall, so it just kind of works out nicely.
Yeah, you'd have to toss out like a couple of Flame Destroyers or something alongside that, but I mean, at that point, you're just fodder for Will. It's gonna be really interesting to see if, because at this point, yes, we can get the Kuriketto, but if we don't get anything from the Kuriketto, then the match could kind of drag on. And I mean, it's only 1 draw away from autoaim to get the Kuriketto and get the 1-shot himself.
Yeah, and it's important to note that when you use the coin Kuriketto, you cannot actually Astaroths after the decline.
That's true.
That's really important.
That's a good point.
So Curry does actually need to either double declimb or bring auto aim down a little bit lower so that super evo on the Silent Rider is enough damage.
Yeah, and we're out of Kuons in hand. It's going to be interesting to see how these draws come in for auto aim, because at current, yes, he's got the tempo in hand, or so he believes at least, but yeah, Curry does not care about that with these big Williams. They can take care of some huge rune blades as well.
Yeah. 13 and 16. Yeah, there are not many followers in the game that survived that.
Wait, it's the Servant of Darkness Super Evolved does not get around that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're just kind of, like, we can't really force anything in Curry's position here, so it is just a waiting game, unfortunately. We did find a Kuon from auto-aim side, so could figure something out.
Oh, there's the ruler.
Okay.
This is tense.
We now have a game on our hands. Alright, so is he gonna go for the Super Evo here so he has the, No, he's not. He could have the Storm Rider lethal, because that's technically more likely from Kuriketto, right?
It sure is. Alright, so Curry's kind of forced to go for it here. This is the climb, and that doesn't look like enough to me.
No, this is rough, actually. Well, to be fair, Autoaim is going to have a lot of trouble with this triple servant of Kuriketto.
Right, assuming that there isn't a one-shot.
Assuming there isn't a one-shot, yes, absolutely. And, I mean, to be fair, he is playing into the one-shot, so Curry's gotta know that you can't play around it, so you just gotta go for it.
Yeah, there's not much to do here, but just clear as much as you can.
Yeah,
you want to kill everything, because if you can kill everything, then it will make it impossible to Silent Rider only for lethal. Unfortunately, I don't think that's possible. So yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no.
When auto-aim goes for it, it actually is extremely likely to be lethal.
Yeah. We're gonna run out of time here.
No, we're fine. This is plenty.
Oh, okay. Just barely. All right.
Oh, wait, that's also just lethal. I think you don't go for it.
Oh,
Yeah, so this is
wait,
something...
yeah, no, it's just Kuon.
Yeah, it's just Kuon. Yep. Yeah, this is something that we learned from autoaim and Curry. Actually, these two exact players testing this matchup a lot. Is that you can just kind of save like decalls for the last turn and get a ton of extra damage. That's why he wasn't playing it that entire time.
So this was 20 damage, and that's great and all, but we lost 1 damage.
True, yeah, we did make damage. This is what really matters. Like,
this is what really matters.
this is what separates Shadowverse Open's September 2019 champions from
Unfathomable devastation. What's that even? Is that a new player?
Yeah, this is like some kind of poor player or something. Doesn't have any cool
Poor.
flares. Cool
Disgusting.
flares like
We're playing with a
EU
poor.
top 12.
That's true.
How many
that's
people
true.
in the world could have something like that?
12.
I don't even think that's true. Couldn't you? Weren't there multiple seasons?
No, that one is season 3 specifically. I have
okay.
the season 1 as well.
I see.
Or season 2, sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I've never had to use those.
Alright, so we got the sword versus forest, and I mean already having the glade in hand feels so good for forest in this matchup.
Glade Lily, that is quite good.
Yeah, not having like a whole bunch of oh my goodness. Alright, so our three first evolutions are all dedicated to glade.
Yep.
I don't think that's necessarily true, but it is just like this hand is just you gotta go for something along those lines. Yeah, and of course like this matchup, it's so important to not get down to that 12 HP mark for the Albert Super Evo. But the Coach Woman is she's so good for getting chip damage. It is what Bone Chimera wishes it was.
Are we going to see the Evo for the Coach Woman because this card is that annoying? I swear to God, I hate this. Okay, we are. An entire Glade Evo devoted to killing this one stupid 2-drop.
I mean, I feel like it's also just to fixing our hand because we don't really have anything going for us in here. 1 fairy, 1 lily, that doesn't get the combo off.
Yeah.
But now we all of a sudden have May and Lampin. We can start setting up our combo.
You sure can. Yeah, Curry's hand's looking a little thin. Like, these are not exactly amazing at fighting for board, and that's what really matters in this matchup. It's like, you can sometimes get early roach kills in this matchup, but it mostly just comes down to grinding out like all these stupid wards that the sword player can create, and then eventually getting there on the damage. Okay, so
yeah, and I think especially in this
sorry.
matchup right here, because like we haven't gotten a lot of chip damage as forest, so we really need to just kind of hold our resources and wait until either sword is in a bad position and we can get some good poke, or until we set up to 20 from hand.
Yep. Okay, so that Zirconia draw is really good. This is gonna bridge the
That is quite fantastic, as a matter of fact.
Because otherwise, this turn might have been something terrible, like Albert Evo face. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
That's completely useless here.
So bad. Yeah, and I mean that's the thing with sword, right? That's also why, like, we in the beginning of the expansion, we all looked at Albert and thought that card was just incredible, but it turns out that sword is just able to fight for board like it really wasn't in Shadowverse 1 early days, and you get so much chip damage for that Albert lethal.
Okay, I believe Curry was just doing Glade math, so whatever we see out of this is going to probably be optimized at. Like,
right, we get 9.
Kill what matters?
Yeah. 9 damage from Glade doesn't kill Fildo now, so we Evo Fildo face next turn. I don't hate it.
Yep.
Yeah, and Forest is...
Well,
like,
actually,
I love Forest.
The Glade kill the left 2
well,
cards? and then
Yeah. It can
Filled
hit
out.
into the field.
yeah. Maybe this wasn't,
Absolutely.
right?
But-
I'm not sure. I feel like he'd be a little bit happier with these two cards swapped. In case people weren't aware, somehow like it's like not the most obvious thing in the universe. Yeah, Glade always does damage. Like in
It
order.
doesn't matter because we can trade into 2 fairies, right? So
Yeah.
and Curry knew that this fairy was present in hand.
So that Zirconia board is gone, and that's another Albert. That's awkward. I can't see anything other than playing Olivia here. Yeah.
But Olivia's nice.
Yeah.
Like it refuels. It's really unfortunate to spend the Super Evo because
Yeah,
I like that.
Spend,
Okay.
Yeah, no spend. That's
that's
good.
good,
I
that's
like
good.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's on me. Yeah, because you have that amazing play of Amelia Luminous Mage that just it honestly just beats most crafts that doesn't have just Bane and Destruction. So Forest. But we finally have some combo pieces over here in the Forest hand. We got our staff. We have our 0 costs. We're still lacking the roaches, but they'll come. You only need 1, so they'll be here eventually.
Ooh, autoaim really wants to play the Lambent, but if you do, you will burn a card. So
Yeah.
this is basic. Like he hasn't drawn a roach yet. I feel like it would be wrong to burn a card if you haven't drawn a roach. Yeah, he chooses to not go for that.
Yeah. And that's why. Did you see the new Forest card? That's a nice draw.
Forest card, the one that makes a fairy in your hand every turn or something.
No, so there's this spell where you can fuse Forest cards into.
Oh yeah, that one's gonna be really interesting because like technically like fusing more cards is not necessarily that good for you, but yeah, if it can keep you from burning a roach here and there, that might really matter.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we see here, right? Because the Lambent is so good for auto aim in the previous position, right? He didn't really care for these fairies. He could play all these fairies this turn if he wanted to. But getting those combo pieces and starting to be able to threaten the roach lethal makes Curry have to play on the defensive. Like she can always think about like how much does 3 0 cost bales do, which sure.
Ooh, that hit the best target.
Wow.
That was a snipe. That was very fortunate. It may not end up mattering, but oh, it actually does. It's a full clear now.
Yeah, that is literally a full clear because that's why he's the best. That's why he's got the tournament flair, and Curry's got some free to play Bloodcraft flair.
Destruction.
So this is so nice.
Yeah, this.
I really like this.
I don't see how autoaim can get out of this outside of top decking lethal, and he doesn't.
Yeah. So how like if he has like let's say he has 3. No, he can't even have that many. He can't have that many bales.
I mean, yeah. To
He has
start,
5
he has no roaches, so.
Yeah, but even if he did,
that
yeah,
was
he would
just
literally
one
need
off, man.
He would literally need 4 0 cost bales in order to get lethal.
4 0 cost bales? That let me know when.
Oh,
you
sorry,
can do that.
3. 3 0 cost
Let me
bales
know
and a
when
deep
you
wood
can
bounty.
do that.
4 0 manas, but yeah, no, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah. So Forest.
I guess he can save
not
one.
a deck
but-
that typically has wards or healing or things like that. So there's just no way to get out of Albert range. A good player auto aim does not spend his 0 cost saving his life against nothing. You know, maybe there's no Albert. Maybe you live to fight another day, right? But oh dear God, Curry.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that I've been doing a lot lately, which is I'll play a card draw card before sending lethal to the enemy face to like pretend that I just drew it off of the card draw, like I didn't have it.
That's good. That's
just,
good. Yeah.
Just to rub it in a little bit harder. Ooh.
To be fair, I do appreciate like so in our match, me and Curry playing a Forest and Sword, she did play out the Iron Crown, what is it called, Iron Crown Majesty.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Yeah, she played that against me against Albert because I was considering not giving her any board space, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Kind of like
So it was
anti-BM then, right? It's like letting
no,
your
yeah,
opponent know.
very nice of her. So like I had it regardless. Like I have Albert. I'm sort of always have Albert, but
Yeah, of course. It's all turn 9. Like it's just in hand.
Exactly.
It appears.
Exactly. All right, so we now got the Forest versus Rune, and I like to think this is really favored towards Forest,
Yeah, I tend to agree. I was saying that earlier when you two were playing.
and then I lost.
yeah, you really proved me wrong on that one.
Oh my goodness. No, but Anthony's really got the pieces in hand here. I really like just Lily in this matchup is so good for the Angrea, and you just have time to build the combo off that.
Yep. It's a little bit of an awkward hand, but having Godwood at all tends to make your hands more playable.
Yeah, I mean, you take a little bit of face damage because you don't really deal with this, but I mean, no, Curry traits. Doesn't want to take too much of the poke, and yeah, no, it's probably the right play.
Yeah, it absolutely makes
suddenly
sense to trade there. You don't know what's
you
going
have-
on. Like it could be Fairy May next turn or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. And having the Godwood just solves this hand completely. Like you play out some of your bad cards, and suddenly you just sit with a Roach.
Is this Fairy
Do you go-
coin Godwood? Any?
Ooh, I don't hate that, but the issue is now we can't play Lily into the Angrea next turn.
We can still Glade. Like
We
Glade
can
always
still
works.
Glade. That's true. Oh, we're going for it. No, is that Glade just
He
Glade
is
pass?
hovering Glade right now, which
Yeah, Glade pass to draw 2. I don't hate.
yeah. Like this card is shockingly good in every single situation. Like it
That's-
draws
like, it's
2,
so
it
wild.
clears board.
Like both Will of the Forest and Cassiopeia in Shadowverse 1 was played as 3-offs in literally every iteration of Forest. And now we just have Glade that is miles ahead of both of those cards.
Yeah. It's actually unbelievable that he draws 2 as well because, I mean, if you've ever tried to play around this card, you probably realized, wow, he draws a card for his turn, and then he draws 2 more cards off of the Glade. Like, there's just no way to avoid Glade being good.
Yeah. The only downside that you have to this guy is that Evo points are so important in the current format. Like, yes, you have 4 of them, but basically every game, it feels like every single one of those Evo points matter.
Yeah, and okay, so this is a really important part of the matchup. This is Curry's chance to swing the board heavily in her favor. The Glade cannot break through this board. So even if autoaim did have a second Glade, it wouldn't be enough.
The 11 HP is just so powerful from the Angrea and the Ward combined.
But Lily good.
May Lily's fantastic. And yeah, that's also a reason why we didn't want to do the coin Godwood out earlier, because like having these fairies is so important for Forest. And the only issue being that like your generators are a little bit awkward, because all of them is just so difficult to use with the big hand size. But
yeah,
probably managing your fairies is just so important to be able to clear boards, get your lethals and whatnot.
Another Roach was not what the doctor ordered for autoaim.
If we had some 0 costs in hand, if we had some Lambents on the field, like we might be able to go for a cheeky 2-turn lethal, assuming there's no Sage Light, but Curry's got everything going for her here. She's got the Kuon, she's got the Sage Light, she's got the tempo, she's got the draw. This is a rough match.
Yeah, also the Evo on the Shikigami means May doesn't clear it alone anymore, so that that's making things a little bit difficult here. This is fine though.
Yeah,
yep.
I mean it clears. Gets the mate back, it gets a draw. We get a Lambent. Okay, we can.
Another awkward card.
It's awkward, but at this point of the game, it starts becoming necessary. Like, we were taking a lot of face damage and we really need to clear, but we're also just not winning the game. Like, Rune is kind of just running away with us.
Yeah, there just may not be an opportunity to kill for autoaim here. Man, look at the egg on my face. I said this matchup is horrendous for Rune, and look at what happens. Like, we have two Rune Forest matchups, both of them Rune wins at this rate.
I think this very much goes to show like exactly what breaks this matchup, because it's been the same like both games, is that against me we had Curry play out the Angrea with the Emilu, plays out a big tempo board that all of a sudden you have to spend a lot of resources to respond to, where you can't play out your combo pieces. And the same thing here. We had Curry play out the Angrea with the double demonic call, big tempo board.
Okay, so autoaim is going for it. This is a big turn for him. He does need to clear most of this board. He can only leave one follower on the table at the end of this turn, or he's dead to Kuon. Okay, Godwood Staff bounces the Mei. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so we're absolutely just going for the Roach face. Like,
yes,
this is the one way that we can win this.
We have to plant Roach face. It's possible that he is just going to go for it and say, second Kuon, I lose.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's exactly what's happening.
Isn't he dead on board?
Right now we are dead on board.
He's dead on board, right?
I think.
Okay.
In his mind, he committed to that, and was just like, it's 5 damage from hand or nothing else. But it was there. It was there.
Yeah.
Technically a misplay, but it worked out in the end.
Yep. I mean, this is Forestcraft. It's like by far the hardest deck to play. You sometimes spend like the first 50 seconds of your 75 seconds on like how much damage can I push, and then you forget that you have to actually kill things to not lose the game instantly.
I feel like that's like, it very much just looks like a tutorial from Runecraft in how to beat Forest, because I think this recipe is likely always going to beat Forestcraft. It's not something you can do every game, but getting your Angrea out with your zero cost spell boosted cards, like, it's just so strong.
Yep, that's the thing that really flips the matchup. Like, both players were running Flame Destroyers and didn't have them, but I mean, even Demonic Callings, Emilus can really add up.
Yeah.
Against the, like protecting your board against Glades.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so the last match for today is going to be you versus autoaim, I believe. Right? You guys haven't played?
We haven't played.
Okay, so you are making, and send me the code.
I'll mess this guy up.
We might be having a little bit of difficulty with this last match. Okay, we were originally going to have autoaim versus Sizouney, but it looks like autoaim has to step out. It looks like I will take the field today. I actually was not going to play today, but let's figure this out. All right, so Curry, I need you in call. Okay, I need to unmute you. Okay, can you say something again?
Hello, hello.
We could also get Deviate in here. Yeah, that would be really funny. Okay, we are... Okay, so here's how this is gonna work. I am going to stream my perspective. And then we are going to... I'm gonna have to do some weird stuff.
Well, I get to cast this? Okay, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Well, I didn't expect to cast because since I live in the same house as JaZe, we would echo off of each other, so I thought that would be a bad idea. Well, Forest Abyss. I love Abyss. I would have brought Abyss today, but I learned that every single person in this pool is a dirty Forest player. And after playing like 450 games of Abyss, I have learned that Forest versus Abyss is the most annoying thing. So I guess we're gonna have the Forest mirror. Forest mirror is kind of strange because one person will usually be able to chip the other, like, just by a little bit, because due to the coin, you get to have more aggression, and also based on your hand. Like, one person will tend to glade all the 1/1s, and it doesn't ever feel good to glade 1/1s, and then it's so easy to clear glade with like Lily, and you just go back and forth over and over again. But whoever gets to stick 1/1s on the board first gets like 3 to 5 chip damage, and that's usually enough to kill with Roach on like turn 7. Well, assuming you have a 0 cost. If you don't have a 0 cost, life is sad. Both these hands are very interesting. We're in for a very board-centric game. Let's see. Oh. You see the rare ruby for the ability to draw real cards, because sadly, even though 1/1 rush fairies are the greatest thing ever, sometimes you just need a real card. The silly part of this mirror is like, it really just ends up being, do you draw Carby, do you draw Roach, and who launches the first Roach to preempt the lethal on the next turn? Because it's generally hard to kill somebody who is like above 14, 15 lane. The only real way like you blow someone out is like multiple Lambents. But if that doesn't really happen, you just kind of sit there and slowly play 1/1s until someone decides to fire Roach early. Let's see. Generally quite a wide board. none of the punishes ever feel that great when you're killing these 1/1s, but to be fair, fairies are a finite resource. So every time you kill 2 fairies, it's like killing half a card, because most of the fairy producers produce 2. And this evil water fairy card will always be there as an Evo threat, though you really shouldn't Evo most of the time as forests, unless you can actually kill them within 1 to 2 turns. Full clear with multi-mate, but also had to use one of the 0-cost spells. No one's allowing anything to stick on the board. There's gonna be no chip. Full clear every turn. No one knows exactly how much damage the other player can do, but if we're looking at their hands and what they've drawn this game, it's one of those silly forest games where nobody actually has card draw, so life is great. The hands are small. And but it's kind of silly though, when you look at hand sizes of 3 or 4, if somebody like top decks a Glade, it just still kills most of the board. And all that early chip of 3 damage is now back to 1. The true sad life of Roach versus Roach. Full committed to the board. Oh, it's a nice top deck. But it's still... it's good enough, it's good enough. The main really does help. We're gonna have actually like one of those entertaining games at Roaches, not one of the ones where we actually just watch somebody blow up, because 2 Bales are gone, 2 Olivias have been used on either side. We're just gonna see clears day after day, and then we're gonna slap each other with fairies. So far though, the Evos are starting to burn out, and there's not really much going on here. No one is anywhere near kill threat, I feel. Hand size is too small, no one's really drawing that many cards. And, as I mentioned before, literally no chip. I mean, 3 damage chip is actually pretty good, but if you haven't played any Lambents, it's not real damage. Oh, now all of the card draws here. Just on turn 8, we're starting to play the game. Oh, Sizouney setting up. Every point of damage matters in the Roach Mirror, because you never really know when somebody can just like carbuncle you down. But after both players have Olivia at once, there's only really 1 carbuncle that you can use. So you usually have to chip once with Roach. It's kind of difficult though. I do not know how many wards Sizouney is playing, because when you play Rose Queen, there are... you probably have to stall the game a decent amount more. I do love the Rose Queen though. I generally think one of Rose Queen is probably best, but I haven't gotten to see the list yet, and I will be very entertained to see how much this card does. But as you run out of Evos, Rose Queen is a very awkward card to play. But it is a very tall ward. Okay, we're going for it. Is this the 9-9 ward? So usually, one of the few ways to break a 9-9 ward has to be with Bale. There are some lines that you can do. I think JaZe is probably calculating whether or not he has lethal. It costs a lot of play points though, because we will see. I don't want to distract too much. Oh. It's the roach for 8. I didn't. Yeah. That was a very nice line. I think a lot of things that you will see on ladder is that people will inherently just bounce the Mei, and then you realize you just won't have damage because without the follower on board, you actually just don't have the chip with one roach. But because that Twinkle Toes got buffed twice, we got to smack really hard. Sizouney had like 23 damage in hand. So if we got to next turn, we died basically the round. And now we get to see Abyss. Abyss versus Haven. So I play both of these decks, and I generally think that Life is Haven is just great. Abyss has so much trouble building a board, which allows Haven to just have the time of their life. Because the problem with Haven is that you can't heal and clear at the same time. So if people can vomit boards at you, you will eventually die, no matter how much storm damage you have, because you can't actually do anything. Well, we didn't have any Arias, so we're gonna take a lot of damage, especially going first. And this coin is the favorable coin for Abyss. Abyss loves going second. It struggles to have anything on the board going first because you are playing a 2-2 on turn 2 instead of on turn 1, and then you don't get to coin out care, which is usually the biggest issue of the class. Without care, you just don't kill anyone. There's like some aggro variants, but I just don't think it's worth it. JaZe's already thinking about lethal on turn 4. So, of course, seeing that Sizouney had passed turn 3 and had to turn 4 Arya means his hand is loaded with quite a lot of expensive cards. Left is a nice card, but we are at 11, and 11 is a very low number. JaZe's already going in. Care comes out 2 turns, so realistically, if you are not above 11 life, by turn 7 of Abysscraft, they will murder you. And we are at 3. So, yeah. If we don't heal this turn, we die to Olivia, because you can crack the ghosts in Olivia. If you don't ward this turn, you also die to Olivia. So Slava's kind of nice, but this is more damage than most people can ever handle. Can JaZe steals the lethal? This is the rare Abyss 1 on turn 6 situation. But Haven did pass. Turn 2 and Arya came on. I mean turn 3 and Arya came on turn 4, so that was kind of stompy. A little illegal. I mean, it just got second. That was supposed to last long. Why did you do that? Oh no, Sizouney, no. Unluck. I was so excited to see the Skull Pain. And then
So who do I pay for cards?
Oh yeah, Sizouney was
My
casting
goodness.
too. Wait, no, he wasn't.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I've been muted.
I was like, wow, yeah, that's great. Curry wasn't solo casting, and then I was like, wait, no, Sizouney was the guy playing against me.
I was indeed the guy playing against you. Did it feel that much like a ladder match?
Maybe.
That's rough. That's rough. Yeah. It was great. Gosh, it was also like I really wanted the Rose Queen lethal, but no. Yeah, just one turn.
I have to be completely honest. I didn't know if I had lethal or not. I just said this looks like max damage, and I sent because I was running out of time. And then when it was lethal, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. The double Fate Twinkle Toes. What a card! What a card!
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a really interesting game. We both had absolutely nothing.
Yeah. When we were both down to like 4 cards on turn 4 or whatever, it was just like, this is not a normal match. Oh, I messed up though. I should have bounced my Glade instead of letting it die. That was a mistake.
autoaim's in the lobby. We're ready for the next game.
Oh, okay. I need to. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's the same lobby. All right, I'll head out. Good luck.
Okay, back to the regularly scheduled content. That was just for fun. But now we have Sizouney on the bottom. Yeah, sometimes your players are out of line and you have to give them the smackdown yourself as the producer, right? That's a thing. Okay. So, yep, Sizouney versus autoaim, and we are ready. And another forest mirror. Everybody loves these, right? Everybody. Okay. So let's see what we got. So, okay, looks like both players are trying to keep Godwood staff. That does seem important. You probably saw the last match, Forest Mirror. Neither player had a Godwood in play, and you're just kind of doing nothing. Both of these hands look pretty good. I would say that Sizouney's got a little bit less of the fairy generation. So he's gonna drop Lily here. Lily's really good in this matchup. She pings, which is good because everything's a 1/1. But she also kind of eats 3 fairies, which is a pretty big deal for a 2-drop. Okay. Autoaim's firing on all cylinders here. This is really, really strong. Like, turn 3 Godwood into turn 4 Fairy Lambent is basically exactly what you're trying to do every single game. And uses the Lambent to give a little bit of a board advantage. So this is 3 power versus what would have otherwise been 0 power on the board. And yes, Sizouney matches exactly the play. he's thinking about using Mei. Okay, so he wants to build a big board here. No? Okay, that's maybe not what I would have done, but we'll see how this works out for him. Oh yeah, the awkward lamp deep wood for 0 healing because you just want to get another card played. You go first roach to face. So yeah, this is basically what you want to be doing in this matchup as much as possible. You just want to be sending roaches to face because the boards are just so fragile. They're just 1/1s. They kind of trade back and forth, and yeah, anything that you can do to actually push damage is going to be huge. Now, something that is awkward for him is that he used a bounce to bring back the roach and then drew another roach. You don't need very many roaches to win the game in Shadowverse. Like when you have a Godwood in play, like 1 roach is sufficient. So he's gonna just send this other roach straight to face. That is a tiny roach, right? But it's just worth it. Now Sizouney is at 10. There's not really much in the way of healing or wards in this deck. So 10 is 10. Like, you're just gonna be at that life total pretty much until you die. Now, if there was a Carbuncle in autoaim's hand here, we'd probably be looking at lethal already. Given that there is not, I think Sizouney has a turn or 2. But it is tough, right? Autoaim is at 20, and so it's just not going to be so easy to kill him. And since Sizouney only has the actual 1 roach, he can't just send it at the opponent's face. If he wants to use it this turn, he has to Godwood it. This is important. Okay, so he goes for it. This is a lot of damage. Life total is slightly in favor of Sizouney, and wow, he does not pick up the roach. That is bold. So what he's saying here is, like, respect my lethal, right? So I have a 6/2 roach in play. You have to kill this. Obviously, if it doesn't die, the game is over. But he doesn't have a follow-up roach in hand, so if this dies, it's going to be quite a few turns until he can get his roaches, back into hand. That said, sometimes when you are this far behind in a matchup, you have to go for risky plays, right? Like risky plays, like maybe I play my roach here, and then I just have to top deck another roach. Because if he doesn't play this roach, then then there's no threat to autoaim's life, and if he bounces the roach, then there are no cards coming in, and there's no actual lethals. So I like this. This is a bold choice for sure. It looks like it's not going to work out for him unless he top decks the roach here. No, that's a Bale 8 cost. That's no good. Glade can certainly clear the board here. It's not really that hard. Nice use of the Fairy Convocation to get up to 7 to make sure that this Olivia dies. Super Evo, make sure that the Lily dies as well. And yeah, everything else straight to face. Funnily enough, and you don't see this very often, Sizouney has both of his regular Evos and no Super Evos. Nothing necessarily what went wrong with his play. I don't think he got very many chances to normal Evo to face. But just something that doesn't happen. And yeah, okay, here we go. It's 2 roaches. This is 3 over lethal. He still has a Super Evo. Alright. Yep, that was the roach mirror. Try to draw more roaches than your opponent if you can, because then you can start throwing them at face, just exactly like autoaim did. Alright, and that's a quick 1-0 for autoaim. Let's take that score. Alright, so we've got Rune versus Haven. This matchup, I have not played either of these decks really, so I can't say for sure. My understanding is that Haven has enough damage to push through usually, but it all really depends. Like sometimes the rune player builds a big board and there's no unholy vessel. Sometimes, like, you know, just 2 Kuons does the trick. It's hard to really say. Ooh, a value trade. Okay. I personally would have thought that you don't go for that value trade there, but autoaim did in fact have the Windy Blast, which means that the value trade works out. Alright, let's see. Sizouney's hand is not great. No Aria, no what is that card called? The Draw 2. It's Sacred Plea in the old game, but I don't remember the new name. And a second Stormy Blast, that is messed up. Usually around the second Stormy Blast in the first 4 turns is when I start pointing at my screen and complaining that they're so lucky. But autoaim actually has a 3rd one in hand, which is crazy. This is looking very good for him. This hand is really shaping up. Okay, meanwhile over here, we've got Avian Statue. I imagine you just activate this in Evo Face. Ooh, he's saving it up. Okay, so he's gonna send them all out at the same time-ish. Prince of Darkness just burned for auto-aim. That might come back to bite him if he can't get the job done with these Kuons and Greyas. That is a big part of your endgame to lose. Yeah, I mean, he definitely took a risk last turn by playing all of his card draw and then staying at 9 cards in hand, but there's a good chance that, you know, big guys just get the job done. We'll see. Yeah, losing your finisher like that can be a little rattling. I kind of get why he's trying to rethink how to play this game, because now it's just not over if he hits turn 10 anymore. Tough call. I don't know what I would do. Looks like he's just throwing a Kuon out there. Yeah, so Kuon is out. This may require AoE to destroy. I think, yeah, given what's going on in Sizouney's hand, he is actually forced to use his Unholy Vessel here. Super Evo protects the Regal Falcon. This is a very common play for this deck. And yeah, that is 8 damage to face. That is a ton. Yeah, but be careful with this. So Sacred Griffin is an 8-cost card. It says Storm on it if you engage. But notice that because Sizouney was forced to pop the Unholy Vessel last turn, you cannot actually activate the Storm on 8 anymore. You have to actually pay 1 play point in order to use the engage on any of these amulets. So looks like auto aim is rebuilding. This is a ton of stuff being added to the board, and it will all die to Jean, which is a card that is likely in this Haven deck. Auto could have played around it by evoing here, but he chooses not to. I think it makes sense. I think if you look at this and you say, okay, if you have Jean, I am dead, right? So you don't play around Jean if Jean is lethal anyways. But there is in fact no Jean, so the game continues. This turn I'd be looking to use the main U to get through the wards, I say. That's likely going to be correct. Is this is very close to lethal. I don't think it is, though. I think it's 1 short. Okay, so the menu trades. Then we check to see how much damage we can take from hand. So there was 15 damage, so you can actually die to Kuon. 15 plus 5 is 20. So he did have to trade there to respect the possibility of a Kuon from hand. Ooh, I don't know. I would preserve this ward as much as possible, I think. Yeah, tough choice, right? Like in a normal situation, of course, you trade here, but you know, this is Stormhaven. They play Featherfall. You may not want to lose health on your ward. He also has to decide if he wants to declimb this turn. That's pretty important. Declimb could result in more healing. He's already played the one heal. I believe that's the only heal played this turn. So if he plays declimb, he's actually fairly likely to get another heal. Super Evo and summoning. Now you don't see that every day, but he's really up on board and does not need that Evo for anything else. Any one of these threats is lethal in combination with the Super Evo, so this is looking doomed for Sizouney. I don't see how he gets out of this one. Yep. Plays that, passes the turn back, and he's dead. Yeah. I mean, I do tend to think that this matchup goes in favor of Stormhaven, but sometimes the tempo from a couple extra followers on the board on the same turn as an An or a Kuon just does the job. Okay, so that's all the matches we were going to play today, plus a bonus one. Got to see me kick Sizouney's butt 2-0, easy, wasn't close at all. Yeah, so yeah, that's all we got for today. So just like, if you're interested in seeing more, let me just kind of talk about what's in the pipeline. So Haven's losing because missing 3 damage. Yeah, it's possible. I believe that is possible. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, what's coming down the pipeline? So the idea is that we were going to do more of these if there was any interest, or if we just had fun doing this. I'd say I had a lot of fun, and I think, yeah, I see smiles on everybody else, so that's good. So it seems likely that we're going to keep doing this. The new expansion is coming out, so any future leagues are going to be based on the new cards, so that could be really exciting. Yeah, I hope you had fun. This was the kind of like a test run for this format, and I'd say it went pretty well. I'm happy. Okay. Cool. Thank you everyone for turning out for this. You know, we had a lot of good plays, had a lot of exciting matches, and hope to see you in the next one, which likely will take place on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. Saturday seemed like a better day for everybody involved. And if you know or are another top player and you're interested in either participating or having somebody else show up for one of these league matches, then give me some recommendations for that, because I know that you know, these are all top Shadowverse players. They love competing even if there's not really much on the line. So yeah, shoot me a message, send me any names you've got. I see DV8 in the chat. DV8, are you interested? Any interest in playing on in these matches next time? All right. Yeah. So, anyways, that'll be it from us. Again, thank you for coming out to watch, and I will see you next time.